Hello everyone, this is White Wolf, and I wanted to talk to you guys about choosing overflowing abundance. As you're choosing not to feel bad, you're not choosing to feel negative, you're not choosing to resist the overflowing abundance, but you're choosing to receive the overflowing abundance within your life. So it's choosing not to feel bad, it's choosing not to breathe into a negative vibration, into a negative reality, and attract circumstances that are of a distorted nature. So when you're choosing the overflowing abundance within your life, you're choosing to be positive about your current situation. You're trying to align your energy to something that makes sense, that's something that is truthful, prophetic, in its own nature, because you're trying to find out what really works within your life and what you're creating at this point in time. So when you choose overflowing abundance, you're choosing to become the essence of source energy. You're choosing to become that living, breathing affirmation of that living, breathing vortex. Because you're choosing to say that I am not any of these things that I assume myself to be. I am not my thoughts. I am not my sense perceptions. I'm not a physical body. But I see myself as the overflowing abundance that I am creating here and now. So when you give yourself that understanding that you are the overflowing abundance that you're seeking, and if you choose that bliss, and you choose to ignore everything else that is not of the nature of bliss, then you're allowing yourself to really change your focus, to really change your alignment, to change who you are at this moment in time. So understanding that you don't have to change here and now, but you just have to transform. You have to give your life to that essence. And if you allow yourself to give your life to that essence, to that understanding that you are source energy trying to become oneself, and have acceptance towards yourself, overflowing abundance is just choosing the overflowing abundance and not negating it, not resisting it, not choosing it, but choosing it to the point where you live it. So overflowing abundance is just a way of being smart about your energy. It's just being smart and not working hard about it. So sometimes it's not about how hard you work. It's not about how hard you go about this. It's not about how much you try and force and resist within your life, but it's actually not allowing the resistance to come through your life. So understanding this is that you will literally change everything that you're going about life in this way. So when you change life, you choose to have a different experience. You're choosing the different experience that you're having right now. You're choosing the state of being that you want to become in this moment. You're wanting to purify the moment, and you're wanting to have this syncopation and this repetition and this alignment to shine forth through you. So when you have the alignment shining through you, you're choosing overflowing abundance. Overflowing abundance is you, and you are what chooses it. So we've never, ever have not experienced overflowing abundance. It's how we choose to look at our own heaven, to look at our own reality, to look at our own existence. And if we choose to look at this existence, if we choose to be this existence, then we allow ourselves to see that there is no other choice to make, really. There's no other choice to make except the overflowing abundance that we are at this exact moment. If you allow yourself to choose the overflowing abundance, then the overflowing abundance will choose you. You will automatically and thematically be attached to something that is helping you develop who you really are at this exact moment. So there is never not a moment that you can't choose who you are. You can never not choose overflowing abundance. You are always overflowing abundance. You just have to recognize it and be aware of it. And then it will activate everything in your life and really change the narrative and the flow and the direction. So it's living in the truth and not living into false illusion of it. So it's not overstepping a boundary. It's pushing past the boundaries, pushing past the limitations, not having the expectations of everything going wrong, but having the expectation and the knowingness that you are the overflowing abundance that you're seeking in this reality. And it won't allow you to be swayed by anything or persuaded by anything. And people will think you're crazy because you have that much faith in yourself. You have that much truth in yourself. You have that much power within yourself because you're leading by your heart's desire. Overflowing abundance is not rocket science. It's very easy to tap into and to receive at this moment. That's why we do meditations. That's why we give messages. That's why when there's energy attached to everything we do is an energetic movement. It's an energetic workout. It's a way to be energetic, but to be magnetic in our own way. But being magnetic doesn't mean that you attract, but it means that you emulate and you recharge everything in your reality. You're recharging the batteries that have been drained within your reality. So if you feel like a remote that's not working, there's a reason why the batteries and the function of the TV is not working the way that it should. So it's kind of understanding that we can be the overflowing abundance that we're attracting. We don't have to not be anything that we don't want to be, but it's the very fact that we choose to be the things that we very much want to be in this moment. So if you choose to be reality, if you choose to be the essence of source energy at this exact moment, there's nothing that you cannot do, and it will not stop you, and it won't come in the way, and it won't reinforce itself in a way that doesn't feel good. But when we choose to feel bad, we're choosing to be a part of that distortion or that illusion or the false premise of it all. But if you choose that overflowing abundance, then it will guide you automatically. You will make automatic choices. You won't be as indecisive. You'll be more decisive about your choices and what you do with your gifting and what you do with your life as a whole if you choose overflowing abundance here and now. But it's the very fact that you're choosing it. It's the very fact that you're emulating it, but you're acting upon the overflowing abundance. Sometimes the very act and before you act on it is what's scary to us. Because when we don't act on the things that we want to act on, then we're kind of restricting the flow. But it's just allowing the flow to guide you. And just because you have a little bit of a setback maybe in life, doesn't mean that you can't bounce back. Because sometimes you have a little bit of a setback and then you bounce right back. That's called the rebound, right? So a lot of the times we feel like that setbacks are always guaranteed to limit us, to hold us back, to not allow us to grow, but they actually propel us even farther to accept that overflowing abundance within ourselves. It's the constant progression, it's the constant flow of energy that we want to resonate in. So choosing to resonate in that, choosing to be a part of that, choosing to emulate that, no matter what presents itself to you, but holding your ground, holding your faith, holding yourself to that standard. And it's not a high standard. It's not so high that you can't reach it. It's very simple. So one of the things that I've been trying to do is just not react to every little thing. Is to not be triggered by every little thing. Is to not hear someone's say something, and they say something to you, and maybe in the past you would have reacted in a very emotional way, and you would have been attached to that. But what if you just didn't? And see how powerful that is, because you're kind of doing your thing. If you just do your thing, you'll be just fine. And it just will allow you to change and reinforce everything that you're experiencing. So no matter what you're experiencing, no matter what you're doing, no matter if you're doing meditations or delving deep in yourself, releasing energy, no matter what you do it to the best of your ability. And you'll never not do it to the best of your ability. So it's just kind of doing it and doing it over and over, but practicing it. And achieving overflowing abundance is appreciating what you have at this point in time so that you're able to accept what can come into your life. So if you're able to accept what can come into your life and be appreciative of what you have now, then you'll see what you can absolutely manifest within your life and how it can change and how it can fluctuate within the reason of energy. So you don't have to be the most well-versed, you don't have to understand everything. Because most of the people that are very successful in this world, or people who have been through a lot of different things in their life, they are really just themselves authentically. And if you choose to be yourself authentically, then people will hear that and people will resonate with it. And it's just really following your journey and doing what you feel in your heart is the best thing to do. Because your heart will never lead you astray. Your heart will never lead you down a path of the most resistance. So Spirit will never lead you astray. Spirit will always guide you. Spirit will always make sure that you get to where you need to be. But it's having that faith in Spirit and Source and energy to the point where you don't have to question it. You don't have to find the excitement of it. You don't have to find anything else to judge it or to make it wrong or anything like that. But you can literally in this moment just be yourself. Be true to yourself, honor that alignment, and really own who you are and own the room. I think it's just owning who we actually are, and our power. And if we align ourselves to that power, then nothing can change it. Nothing can distort it. Nothing can come in the way of it. Because we ourselves are making a way. We are making the way. We're emptying out and clearing and releasing so that we're able to accumulate more spiritual mass and be more in depth and in tune with our vibration. So nothing can change you. The only person that can change you is yourself. And it's our abilities to see how life can change in an instant, in a moment, in a millisecond. Life can change very drastically if you want it to change. So it's the ability to change it. It's the ability to be a part of it. It's the ability to open up and to receive. That's really what it's about, is the reception and then using the implication of applying the reception of that new intention, of that newfound epiphany, if you will. So we're all having epiphanies. We're all part of something. We're all discovering something, rediscovering ourselves, reinventing ourselves. So overflowing abundance can be very easy, but we just try not to choose to make it hard. That's a realization that I've really come to here recently. Is to not make it hard. Is to not make the realization hard. Is to not make metaphysics hard, but just make it easier on yourselves. And then you'll flow and be who you want to be in that moment. So I think that's the message today, but I wanted to do a meditation with you guys, just a quick meditation to kind of reinforce what we're doing. Also, I'm going to be doing divine readings tonight around 8 or 9 o'clock, 10 at the latest. Also, I'm doing a psychic class for $50, and I do have private sessions that you guys can book as well. I do have a 40-minute special for $100. So, we're going to do a meditation, try to wrap this up in a beautiful bow. So get grounded, get centered, align your energy, know who you are, be a part of that vibration. But also just have complete allowance within your space. And just feel into the power and just take a deep breath. And just allow yourself to achieve overflowing abundance, to be of service, to have co-creation, to not look at the world in a mucky picture or a portrait, but just to really see your world being impacted by your meditative stance, by your abilities, by the grace that you have accumulated, but also just allow yourself to really go in depth with your heart at this moment. And just feel into the power that is there. And feel into the majesty, feel into the grace of that energy. And just allow yourself in this moment to achieve overflowing abundance, to see yourself succeeding, to see yourself improving, to see yourself achieving your goals and your ambitions, your financial goals, anything that really makes you happy, that makes you feel vibrant about everything, and not choose to feel bad about it. Not to feel bad about spending money, not to feel bad about doing your gifting, not to feel bad about anything that you do anymore. Because once you feel bad, then you're lying to yourself. And it's just choosing not to get in that pattern. It's choosing not to get into that emotional reactory state, but to be proactive towards your vibration. And it's just choosing not to fall back into old patterns or old norms that you were a part of. And it's just allowing everything to come back into sync. Allow it to reinforce itself, but also place your energy where it's needed. Allow yourself to subtract the things that you need to subtract. And also just allow yourself to let go of what you need to let go of. Any justifications, any right or wrong, in this moment, you can just literally debunk that and not be a part of that and not allow that to impart negative energy around you. But it's not about what you lost, it's about what you gained because you had to lose certain things in life, no matter what it was. So it could have been, having a financial loss. It could be losing your partner. It could be losing a loved one. It could be ending a relationship. No matter what it is, you didn't lose anything because you didn't possess it. So since you didn't possess it, that means you only gained the wisdom, the reflection, and the lessons to help push you forward, which allowed you to become more a part of who you are. That allowed you to be powerful. That allowed you to be wholesome, holistic, and allowed you to be true to your vibration and to never sway from it once. And it's really just having the art of not caring and just going your own way and living by your own rules and not allowing anything to try to tell you how to live at this exact moment. That's embracing your will. That's embracing your freedom, but also that's embracing your power and seeing that you can move mountains if you really want to move mountains. And in that moment, that's where you're not anything. You're a nothingness. You are energy. You are prophecy. And you can prophesy what you want. We have the ability to do that. To control the weather. To speak worlds into existence. By channeling our energy for energies of service to the planet, we have the abilities to do all of these things. It's just the ability to choose it if we wish to accept it. The acceptance is hard. The walking the talk is also very hard. But once you do it, everything becomes a little bit easier, a little more joyous, and a little more part of what you want to become in that moment. And nothing can stop you, only if you let it. Nothing can stop you, only if you let it. So it's just not letting anything stop you in that moment. And it's just bringing everything out into the forefront. And just saying that I am here and I am now. And I proclaim who I am. And it's that I am. And I am because you are, and you are because I am. To be of that essence, to be of that power, to find the structure within our lives and what works for us and how we manifest, how we generate, how we create, and how we become. And then when we focus our will, when we put it out in the forefront, when we center our sense of self, so that we can become that higher self, then we are always guided by obedience, by conviction, by faith, by non-duality, so that we can become an independent awareness, an awareness that is independent of oneself, that always chooses the oneness no matter what, that is just pristine in the way that it demonstrates the truth. And just to be that truth, and just to emulate that truth, always. And this is how we can redesign our lives. This is how we can truly be amazing. And this is how we can be very prophetic and powerful and be able to be the sacred flame of creation which carries the energies for the future. So everyone take one last deep breath. Exhale. You are God manifested in human form. You are the oracle of divine wisdom. And you are the overabundance, the overflowing abundance that you are seeking. And you are that always. And so it is. So, that was the meditation. So, the choice to make overflowing abundance a way to live, a way to be, a way to choose, but also a way to actualize your life and to start living based upon your truth and allow that to be the portrait that you paint every day. Every single day, you live by that. You never break free from it. And it just allows you to be the best that you can be always. And then you'll see life will become much easier. It'll come to you gradually. You'll start doing the things that you really want to do when you choose this overflowing abundance. And even with that meditation, it's not about just the choice of meditation, because sometimes you can wake up in the morning and feel absolutely alive. So meditation is a choice too. Everything is a choice. So it's really the focus. I don't want to feel bad. I don't want to make that choice. I don't want to live by fear. I don't want to live in my own shell. I want to open up and to receive from the divine always. And allow myself to receive that way. And we don't have to be limited in anything that we do. We just have to do the things that is beneficial. Not perpetuating, not limiting, not an expectation, and not controlling outcome. But also, that is just how we accept overflowing abundance. So also, guys, I'm going to be going live doing divine readings tonight at 8 or 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern on TikTok. And I do have a psychic class for $50 if you want to take that on as well. It's law of attraction, manifestation, connecting with the higher self and nature's frequencies. But also, I'm thinking of something else to do. I do have private sessions as well. If you want to book private sessions, I do have a 40-minute special for $100. So at the end of the day, if we just choose to be that overflowing abundance and never negate it, never question it, but just be in the truth of it, then we will automatically just choose to purify, choose to go what is sensible, and not reactatory, but proactive. Just be proactive. So thank you guys. God bless. Namaste. This is White Wolf. It was a pleasure to be of service. It was a pleasure to do the meditation with you guys. And thank you.